Snack.
Welcome to Super Snack. The rugby podcast from the fans, for the fans. The qualifying round is over, and
The qualifying round.
the hearts are broken. Three teams lost. The Reds we kind of expected.
We
And
knew
then
that.
We had our beloveds, our Chiefs, our lovely Chiefs, fell to the Blues in the last 20 minutes. A 1 point loss. Actually, quite familiar to have like such a close game in this season of Super Rugby. But then the Canes went down too. Oh,
And unfortunately, we went down and out.
yes,
As
and
is the way.
out.
Thanks to you fuckwits losing.
Hey, I think
Mate,
you need to put.
all
No.
you had to do was show your superiority as a top of the table team and actually beat the frickin' Blues, and you couldn't even do that, and you've lost us the whole competition.
Mate, we talked about this. Vern Cotter's wife had a very important day, and we did something for her. We got her a wee gift. I mean, maybe we foreshadowed it, mate. Like, we've had this happen a few times on the pod this year where we've actually joked about something and it's come true.
Well, it's certainly come true for the Hurricanes, and they'll have to wait another season to give it a go. I wonder if his wife is who he was trying to shake hands with in the commentary box afterwards, where he
Maybe.
got ghosted.
It's like, I didn't even want this as a present. She's like, she's gutted.
He turns, and she's
There you
that
go.
was so
There you go,
funny.
missus.
Him holding the
God.
handshake, and there was no one there. His coach
Okay.
had just gone off to hug someone else.
Mate, I need you to hit the news button, please.
Oh, for fuck. News.
No, we've led into it. This top six thing is a joke.
It
I'm
is.
a little bit like,
Yeah.
it's so anticlimactic, and it doesn't feel good. When you go to finals round, it needs to be knockout. There needs to be a do or die attitude to every single component, every single team, every single game, every single player. Like this wishy-washy, like I think it's screwed with the Chiefs, and I think it's screwed with the Hurricanes for sure.
It's
Because
definitely is.
they even talked about it after the game. I feel like all week they were going, well, the Crusaders and the Chiefs are definitely going to win. We'll be sweet. We'll be sweet.
I mean, I gotta say, they put up a valiant fight. And to be honest, mate, I am a little bit old school, and I'm going, if you can't win your playoff game, you shouldn't get through. Like, you know, maybe they need to go back to the old thing of just going, you win your playoff, you get through to the next round until you don't.
That's it, mate. That's it. I don't think you can call this a playoff round because it was only really a playoff round for half the teams.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
And like, I just had this realization that, you know, the top six is a great idea. No one's arguing with that. But we should do
well, there's
what the
only 11
NRL
teams.
does. And like we just talked about before, you have a top six, but the top two teams, their little bonus, rather than like a lucky loser scenario where we don't even know how the fuck it works. And we get really confused even on the weekend of the fucking qualifying rounds or whatever they're called.
Very confused.
Yeah. Maybe those top two teams go straight through to the semis, right? They get a rest week. They get a week off to I don't know, rest their players, do some fucking lunges, I don't know, have a beer and recover. And then the other four teams, they play a little quarterfinal round to see who gets into the semis. It just makes so much sense now that I think about it.
That's what you should earn as your top spot, isn't it? Like that's kind of how I thought maybe it was going to be when they announced the new method. But it's oh shit, knocking my camera. There we go.
It's just weird.
don't.
Man. It's just the lucky
it is
loser
weird.
thing. I mean, I feel like the Chiefs are in the position, obviously, that you know we benefited from this whole scenario. But I still think,
Well, you certainly did. Yeah. And look, and if you'd won, the Hurricanes would have benefited from it. You know, there would have been a team that, you know, the lucky loser is obviously a great thing in that scenario when you lose a playoff. But I mean,
it feels a little bit off. It doesn't feel right.
It feels a little bit off, but I suppose we both feel a little bit off this morning because our teams both lost. And here's, I've got to say, I'm going to go out and say it, maybe neither of our teams are truly deserving of the title, mate. Maybe we're not ready. Maybe we're not ready.
You can't say you can't
Maybe
you can't
we're
say
not
that of the
ready,
Chiefs.
mate.
You can't say that of the Chiefs yet. If they lose next week, yes, hand on heart, I will definitely say that because we played within the rules of the competition. We're still there. We finished on top, so we got our little lucky loser little
You
token.
got beaten by the Blues.
Yeah, so did you, mate. Didn't you?
Yeah,
this year?
but twice. Yeah, but mate, at FMG where you have it
I
all
know.
sewn up and they
But this is
pipped you.
it. Like, I feel like this is like I got halfway through that game, and I thought we were going to win when we were very close to the end. Like, I feel like
You should have won statistically.
Yeah, we should have put it away.
What the fuck was going on?
But yeah, the Blues just had more at stake. That's what it comes down to, and that's what finals football is all about. Is about having everything at stake. You don't leave anything on the park. And let's be honest, in that Chiefs Blues game, how many opportunities went like?
Well, there were a few obviously missed opportunities on both sides for whatever reason.
It was like 3 or 4 fluff tries, and that's the kind of stuff that you can't do when you've got
No, you
everything on
can't.
the line.
Well, and that's why I'm kind of look to the Chiefs for next week and go, you can't be doing that shit. But we know, you said it before we got on, both our teams have a bit of a checkered history with
so
finals rugby. And you know what? The Blues seem to be pretty good at it. I mean, the team we know that we need to watch out. We all know who we need to watch out for.
Well, both of them, mate. They're both the cockroaches. We need to watch out because I
Both
think
the
the
cockroaches.
Brumbies have been pretty good in finals as well.
They have,
years.
mate, and they played annoying cockroach rugby last night against the Canes. They outmuscled us, mate, out front. We had a superior back line, I think. One of the best in the comp, and there were some great tries last night, but they would just then come back and just steamroll us down the other end of the paddock. It was frustrating to watch.
And same thing happened with the Crusaders as well. A lot of their dominance was up in the front row in the scrum. They were just so good.
And Larkham had obviously offered Nick Berry a blowy, awesome cash in the car park afterwards because the decisions weren't going our way. But I'm not going to blame the ref. Only the losing team.
It was.
No,
you just accused Stephen Larkham of either paying him off or giving him oral sex in the car park.
Is what I was insinuating.
I'm not blaming the ref.
Yeah, Nick Berry. I hope you got back to your big mirror in your dressing room and did your hair after that, mate. Because what the fuck. Nah, look, the thing is, the losing team always blames the ref, don't they? Because you're not making the momentum. So the momentum, the rules always favour the team with momentum. You always get the rub of the green, don't you? Because things are going your way. And unfortunately, the Hurricanes were on the wrong side of a few of those things last night because of, basic handling errors sometimes. Some great stuff. I mean, 35-28. It was close.
Yeah, it was a high scoring game. Which
it was good.
Is not lovely, the case really in the other
lovely
two games.
Starry night in Canberra.
Yeah,
but,
at least it wasn't pissing down. At least it wasn't freezing because that Crusaders game in Canterbury looked so cold.
Bitter. Well, I mean, we knew that the Reds were going to succumb to the Chiefs. I think that was a foregone. Succumb, mate.
Okay.
Yeah. Jesus, mate. We've moved on from the Nick Berry chat, all right?
Why did Sir Camelot come a lot?
I don't know.
Because he played with his lance a lot.
Mate, what are you on about? His name wasn't even Sir Camelot was where he lived. I don't know what you...
It's just a little joke, mate.
Oh, okay. Makes no sense.
Crusaders, they haven't been beaten in finals history in Christchurch. 30 games to 0.
30 games to 0 now, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's not boding well for the rest of the season, especially because the Chiefs have given them that little top spot now. So
unfortunately, no matter what happens, obviously the Blues have got to get ahead of them in Christchurch. Yeah. Then if they go through, you've got to get ahead of them. I mean, you probably want the Blues back at FMG, don't you?
But again,
or do you?
But that's it,
Jesus,
mate.
what do you need?
This is my other problem with this sort of format that we've got here in finals is that you're potentially setting up, like, if the Blues win, which, I mean, let's face it, I mean, we said it about the Chiefs and the Blues, and they might do if Rico gets his way. Mate, they might get ahead.
To be honest, mate, I had a feeling that the Blues were going to pip you because there's history there. Real battle of the Bombays. But the Crusaders are a different beast. And I don't know, though. the Blues could get up on them too. I mean,
But then it sets up the same game that we've watched 2 weeks before.
which would be shit.
Yeah, like it's not
And you'd have to
entertaining
hope
for
that
fans.
you guys would be on the right side of the coin with that one. Is that you'd be coming back for revenge?
Yeah, exactly.
So I feel like it was their turn to come back for revenge. So you know how it flows with that.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
unfortunately,
yeah.
the Hurricanes were on the wrong side of that too
Yeah.
because they'd beaten the Brumbies at GIO, and now the Brumbies were like, not again. No,
Yeah,
not two in a row.
Are you saying you peaked too early, mate?
Well, yeah, and as did you, mate. You've got a habit of playing your finals too early.
Hey, mate, we're still in.
You're still in. You're still in. Oh, Brumbies
Still got a
Blues
chance.
final would be fantastic, wouldn't it?
No, it wouldn't.
Yes,
it would
mate.
not.
Come on.
I mean, I did say that there was definitely going to be an Australian team in the semis.
There'll be an Aussie team in the semis. No, I would like to think well and truly that it should be an all New Zealand final, no matter who. I want the Chiefs to at least be in the final. Goodness
Yeah.
sakes, you have to be. You have to be.
And you know what?
Can't let it go now.
The Hurricanes, I mean, I guess towards the end of the season, they've obviously had a really good run. But the Chiefs this year have not gone back-to-back losses. They've had 4 losses, and every time they have lost, they've bounced back with an emphatic victory.
Which a good team should do.
Yeah, like we did, like when you guys smashed us in Wellington, we turned around and we beat the Crusaders in Christchurch, which is that's a huge turnaround.
And thank you for saying smashed because
You
it
just
was.
smashed
Yeah,
us.
no, it was
I'm
great.
just trying to make you feel better, mate. I know you're
Thanks,
blue.
mate.
Your team's out.
Can I get into the niggly questions though? Where
we go.
was DMAC, mate? Where was he?
Yeah. Well, what I think
Because
happened, mate,
Bowden ran rings round him.
can we play Player of the Day? Little thing, please. Player of the Day. Get on you, mate. And you're right. Bodie Barrett is my Player of the Day. He was phenomenal. He was really good tactically. Every time the ball went in the air off his boot, the Chiefs couldn't get it. The Blues always got it back. It was always messy, and that's where we do the most damage, is in that sort of loose attacking, counter-attacking play. And it was too good from Bodie. You know, he was amazing.
Yeah, he was. And it's always a pain in the ass when DMAC goes missing because you go, damn it, like these are the big games where, if anything, this is the only time you really need to be showing up. And Bodie, it was interesting because he really does show how much experience he's got in those situations when the back's against the wall. Shit. Like and that obviously the fluffed try was a bit of a shitter for him, but that would have been, that would have obviously made it even more of a blowout. But
But I think, I mean, it wasn't a blowout, mate. It was 1 point in the last.
That's what I mean. It would have, in a finals context, any more points. Like a 1 point was probably, well, hopefully a fair reflection. I mean, you guys had so much of the territory in possession.
I feel like it should have been
the other way.
a 20-point game to us, really.
But it wasn't because the blue wall, mate. The blue wall.
Well,
and then,
but mate, the Chiefs' wall was amazing too.
Yeah, it
that
was.
last 20 minutes of defence was insane. We turned it over like 5
but
times.
you didn't have the points on the board,
No,
did you?
no, exactly. No.
So-
But
so where does
to
the-
go
come
back
on.
to DMAC before we move
Yeah,
on?
that's
mate.
where I was going.
Because sorry.
Where does he go? Where does he disappear
but
to?
I think he didn't necessarily disappear. I think what happened is the Chiefs adopted a game plan which didn't involve spreading the ball wide, which we saw against Moana, right? We weren't using our outside
you were
channels
going up the
at
channels.
all.
Yeah.
We were literally keeping everything in the forwards and using that sort of up and bust. And, we did that for 25 minutes in the first half. Got like 3 or 6 points out of it. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But
it
DMAC,
was,
I don't know. Yeah, he didn't. I didn't think he had a bad game. He just wasn't able to shine with that game plan at all. Like he wasn't shining, mate. Not like Bodie.
But you need that guy to be shining. I hope he is next week. I hope they're obviously going to. I mean, you want to outmuscle the Brumbies up front. You're going to have to meet them because they're pretty crazy. They know what they're doing there. But I don't know. You want DMAC to.
I think Tokiaho was one that was all at sea last night. That Chiefs lineout was horrible.
Not straight, all sorts.
To be fair, like when he came off and Aiden Ross came on, there was a big change. Like I feel like Aiden actually took took charge of the line out, and Tokioho just did not have a good game. A couple of silly mistakes, a couple of penalties, which from that, he's usually our big game player. So,
yeah, of course he is. I mean, everyone has an off night. It's just you don't want your off night to be the playoff. But like you say, you get another chance.
It wasn't a playoff. It wasn't a playoff for the Chiefs.
It wasn't
stupid.
Mate.
It just wasn't. This is the
but
thing.
Also,
and this is what...
maybe there's something about the psychological, it plays with the psyche of it all, that you can have a match that sort of doesn't matter, but that will matter. Like, to say that doesn't matter to the Chiefs is a bit sort of naive. Like, that will hurt them knowing that they couldn't complete against the Blues outfit. It's going to make them nervous. It's going to play on their minds, that they let one through at FMG where they haven't lost all season. It's not a great thing.
It muddies the waters,
It does. It muddies the waters. It doesn't make it
supposed to be clean and concise.
Well, you want to be the team that goes in going, we're the title contenders, thanks. We're the ones that are here to take the cup. And that's been muddied, like you say, a little bit for the Chiefs. And unfortunately, you look to the Crusaders and you go, oh, Christ, you're that team that will probably at the TAB have those odds in their favour. But, yeah, mate, I hope you get up.
We've beaten them twice at home, and I think there's going to be some rousing speeches from Clayton. I think that they're going to bounce back, man. And they're going to have a lovely couple of games for the rest of the season. A semi-final victory over the Brumbies at FMG. Then we'll scoot down to Christchurch probably and fucking take them out, mate. We'll take them out for everyone. It'll be 31-1 on their finals home record.
Yeah, I'm just worried for the economy in Hamilton. Like, I'm thinking that, they really needed to host that final there, have all those bars open, those sort of subpar restaurants that kind of exist down there on the strip.
Mate, let's be honest. There's no way that this is going to put a dent in drinking culture in Hamilton. It's going to be fine, mate.
You think it's going to be well and truly alive?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
and kicking.
Because as soon as the Chiefs finish, everyone looks over at the Warriors, and they're doing all right.
Yeah, but mate, there's angry drinking and there's happy drinking, and what we don't really want down that end of Hamilton, which we all know is a fucking shit whole place.
Yeah, but angry drinking is probably more expensive. You're probably spending more on it. So the economy,
you slam the beer, you put it down, you're like, fuck this shit. Okay,
so you're saying the health system. It's going to put some pressure on the health system down there.
So you're saying the effects of this Chiefs loss won't actually be felt until many years down the track and successive governments.
Exactly, yeah. We'll be seeing it through the health sector. We'll be seeing it through crime and policing.
Great.
Yeah, we're seeing it through social services. But yeah, you definitely won't be seeing this through an economic downturn in the Waikato region. I think you'll definitely see some people out in the entertainment sector of Hamilton really fleshing out their expenditure and making sure that they're entertaining their friends and family.
All while really, really angry at the result. There's a lot going on in their minds there.
Just like real fucking drunk.
Fucking and belligerent. Drunk. And probably A&E's going to be busy down at Waikato
you know what?
Hospital.
There's going to be a lot of building and plastering and painting work because there'll be a few holes in the wall, some furniture getting thrown around.
And here's the irony, is that those same people that are punching the holes are probably then coming back to plaster them and paint them.
They're literally punching a hole and they're calling their boss drunk on a Sunday morning at 2 a.m.
Hey,
got us another job down by the river.
Oh, how many? 2.
2 now.
2 now. All the best to, obviously people's spouses and things. We know how gnarly things get down that neck of the woods.
Oh, come on, mate.
What do you mean?
Just there. Wellington's pretty bad too. I mean,
mate, Wellington is no.
Well,
we're full of lovely civil servants.
What about Taita? No.
Yeah, actually, Tony. Stokes Valley.
Stokes
at
Valley.
The Stokes Valley Bar.
Silverstream, mate.
No, nothing like that in Silverstream, mate. Lovely part of the valley.
Yeah, I won $20 on the pokies in Silverstream, which is ironic.
At Charlton's.
Yeah, it was Charlton's. Yeah, it was. Yeah, by the train station.
Yes. I know it well, mate. Steve Melrose' dad used to spend basically every day of the week there.
Put $2 in, got $20 back. Shouted my auntie and uncle fish and chips.
Oh, that's nice. From the chip shop over the other side of the railway line?
No, it was across, you know where the supermarket is behind? There's like the car park and the supermarket.
Yes.
There's a little chippy just there.
There is.
Yeah,
There is. Oh, mate, you're bringing back memories. It's my home.
I know. Yeah.
You're bringing back memories. Oh.
Crusaders 32-12 over the Reds.
Yeah.
Predictable stuff, really.
It was. The Reds, poor Reds.
I just had a little thought.
Oh, dear.
You know, we talk about how the Crusaders are, and the Brumbies actually are the kind of the cockroaches. They never die.
They are.
They're always hard to get rid of. Mm-hmm. But I mean, roaches aside, what animal do you reckon the Crusaders are?
What animal?
Yeah, if you had to pick an animal, what do you reckon they are?
Well, they're a hardy but boring. Let's do the traits. Hardy, boring, consistent.
But they've got a bit of flair too.
Oh, they've got a tiny bit of flair.
Well, Sevu Reece, Will Jordan, David Havili.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, okay. So they've got a bit of flair. So they're a creature that at first you don't pay any heed to, and it's always just there trotting along. But it's something like is it like a zebra? Or
Well,
something?
I went for another black and white animal.
Oh, what?
I was
A
thinking,
penguin?
No, an orca. Because they hunt in packs. They're clinical killers, and they like fucking and playing around with their.
They like
with their
fucking.
prey. No, they like playing around with you before they like end your life. You know, they're like mucking around with you.
So they're an orca.
I reckon they're the orcas of the Super Rugby competition.
They plan the kill ahead of time.
Yeah,
really well. They know what they're going to do to you.
They plan it like they plan it like 5 games ahead. They're like they're playing a game of chess rather than like fucking rugby. You know,
and they're used to killing. They're used to winning. And in fact, if it doesn't go their way, shit, probably the whole ecosystem probably turns up. You know,
it's
upside down.
psychopathic. It's psychopathic the way that they do it. You know, it's kind of like there's no like remorse or anything when they do kill. It's just like get on with it, move on to the next thing.
But when we see them out in public, a lot of people just go, "Oh, that's nice.
Look at them! Oh my god, they're so amazing!
Look at them going."
Meanwhile, they're like grabbing a shark, ripping it open, eating just its kidney, and then leaving the rest of it for the rest of the fish or the liver, whatever it is. Yeah, I reckon they're fucked up. Yeah. Well, what animal would you be, mate?
What, me or the Hurricanes?
No, you.
Oh, me? I'd probably be... I'd probably be like sort of an animal that was like in its own world a little bit.
Like a sloth?
No, not a... Mate!
Oh, sorry.
Ease up.
I'm sorry.
I'd probably be like a giraffe or something.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, you're
like
not that
actually...
cool.
Oh, all right. So it's more just like regal, but regal and like can put the boot in when it wants. Unusual, and sort of unnecessary, but loved by all. And then, but wanting to be brought down by sort of the lower class. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Are you like a lemur? No, not a lemur. What are they called? Alpaca.
An alpaca?
Yeah, you're a fuzzy and fluffy. Or a camel.
Oh,
mate,
shit,
you're
mate,
a camel. Oh, he's gone. Gareth's just left, everyone. He's just popped away.
My computer's going to die, mate.
Oh, his computer's going to die. Well, that's not great. Let's keep talking about the old Crusaders. They are the best finals team ever to play Super Rugby. And you know what? They're annoyingly perfectly poised for the victory. He's got it plugged in. I can hear the noise. I just wanted to talk to you about... there was a lovely little Reds highlight for me, which was that Fraser McWright try 5 minutes before the end of the game. Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
The blind side did a little chip through, and then Fraser... It was genius.
Yeah.
It was another classic little chip and chase. And what's his name? Noah Hotham.
Noah Hotham did a blinder of one.
Mate, the chip and
that was superb.
in the Blues and Chiefs game, there was about 10 attempted chip and chases that went horribly wrong.
Yeah. Well, I thought Bodie's would have been scintillating. I mean, that vision from him, he just cut through them. It was so gutting that he didn't finish that off.
Yeah, but also, and how embarrassing, that finish. It's pretty killer.
Why did he dive on the ball?
Well, he's done that before. He does that thing where he slides in, and he could have actually done that. He just missed it. No, he got over the line. It's
he got over the ball, but it just rolled beneath him. He should have just put his hands out in front of him and cradled it like... Do you know what? He should have treated the ball as if it was his newborn baby and just put his hands out in front and just slid it gently toward the line. It was very unusual.
He also was blowing out his cheeks. I don't know whether that was embarrassment or I think he might have just been like chronically winded. Because the ball hit his stomach. Anyway, mate, I think you're a camel.
Mate, I'm not a camel.
Yeah, I think you're a camel.
Mate, a camel that just, wanders through the desert with heaps of water and spits and...
No, I just think that you keep to yourself, but also you're happy for people to go for a ride on you.
Well, yeah, lots of beautiful foreign women.
Yeah, exactly. You're quite tall.
Yep, thank you.
Yeah, beautiful singing voice. Yeah.
When have you heard a camel sing?
And also just your colouring. I think your colouring is quite matches a camel.
Oh, fucking hell.
You're having a mare, mate. Anyway, Chiefs and Blues. We've talked a little bit about this game. The game of fluffed tries.
The game of fluff tries, yeah. The game of shame, we could call it.
And I've got a wee wanker of the week from this game. So if you could play that little sting for us.
No worries, mate.
Wanker of the week. He actually had a really good game, other than this one moment. We talked about the Chiefs' lineup being pretty bad, but he was a real anchor in the Blues forward pack. And an ex-Hurricane, Ricky Riccatelli, he foot tripped.
He did
a foot trip.
Yeah,
he did a finals foot trip, and he thought he got away with it. He was like, he walked back to this team, and he was like, "What? What did I do?" And in the slow-mo, he even put his foot out comically on its heel so that D-Mac could trip over it.
Like he was Fred Astaire about to do a little foxtrot. I came up with a name, Ricky Tripatelli.
Yeah, Ricky Tripatelli.
Ricky Tripatelli. He's always been a bit of a cheeky little bastard.
Hasn't he? I didn't know that about Ricky. I always thought he was a lovely man.
Nah, he's always been a bit cheeky. Dane Coles would have taught him a few things, And
we're going to miss him. He's off, isn't he? He isn't contracted next year.
No,
so
he's off. Yep. He's off, as well as Talia and Plummer and Rico, of course.
Yeah,
albeit briefly. Rico's he's continuing to get involved in some shit. I saw a post where he'd put up online telling fans not to include his family and things in the conversations. I was like, what the hell have people been saying to him?
He's giving some heat, and I think he's probably getting a lot back, which, I mean, there are definitely some people out here who take it too far.
Yeah, who's dissing his family? I mean, that's ridiculous.
I mean, there's a lot of keyboard warriors out there.
There definitely are.
But yeah, Rico, I have my problems with Rico, and we know
that.
But I kind of in this sort of finals part of the competition, I've kind of seen a little bit of value in the jibing and the social media presence, the motivation, the inspiration that he brings to a team, because he's really he's really sort of pumping everyone up, getting everyone excited. Everyone's engaging with his content. And I was looking at the news this morning. I woke up. Obviously, I went to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning last night because I was watching games.
Good on you, mate.
A little bit of a time difference. I mean, I had to. But I woke up this morning to look at the press and on social media and stuff. And there's 50, 60 photos of Rico doing this. Giving us the little shush.
Yes, the classic shush.
It just looks like if an alien or someone that didn't know sports or rugby came and looked at that, they'd be just like, oh, this guy just wants everyone to be quiet.
Yeah.
He just wants a night in with his family.
He just wants
to watch Free Willy. Just wants to watch Free Willy. Yeah, with a pack of snifters and
hang on. Are you
and
saying, but if he's watching Free Willy, you're insinuating he's watching a Crusaders match?
He's prepping for the final, mate.
He's watching. He's watching.
prepping for the semi.
He's watching a lone. So what Free Willy becomes about is a lone crusader who gets trapped, at another team's headquarters and spends the entire film trying to escape back to his home team.
Yeah,
It could be Free Willy Jordan.
Maybe Rico is the Orca, and maybe he is actually a Crusader at heart, and all he wants to do is go down to play for the Crusaders.
Do you reckon? I mean, if he had to go to another team, if Rico Ioane had to leave and go to another team, where would he slot in best, do you think, out of the current crop of New Zealand teams, let's say? Let's just call it the Kiwi teams at this point.
I mean, my initial thought was that Moana Pacifica would benefit a lot from him in there, his experience.
I mean, he's not going to go there, man. Have you seen the amount of players that are leaving Moana Pacifica now?
Yeah.
They're all leaving in droves. It's so
there's
sad.
There's a lot, but they're not a lot of them are in their starting lineup, though, are they?
No, but I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just like...
We're getting to Moifalau. He's coming to the Chiefs
you're all like, what's going on? Like, you're supposed to be building. It's kind of a shame. But
but
also,
we don't know who's going there
completely
yet.
unsurprising.
They might have got a few players as well, though, mate. We haven't seen that yet.
Let's hope.
I'm sure he'd make room.
I reckon he's too big time for that, isn't he? Although Artie went there, so I guess.
I think the Blues seems to be a good place. You know who would actually really benefit, and he would never go there, but the Highlanders.
The Highlanders.
Imagine if they got Rico.
Rico Ioane is not spending any time in Dunedin more than the one game that he goes and plays there each year.
He's too fashionable for Dunedin. He's never been in Stony Creek in his whole life.
Mate, he's just got ambition and desires. He's just a red-blooded man who doesn't really want to go too far down latitudinal, you know.
Mate, he's got a Louis Vuitton duffel bag that he brings to games. Like that guy.
Does he actually?
Oh yeah. Have you not seen him?
Oh Jesus!
When he
Christ.
posts about his game, he's got all his fashion stuff is intertwined with all of the game.
All his fashion stuff.
Yeah, he's like, I think he takes a lot of inspiration from like, the NBA players, the footballers, like he's kind of aspiring to be that kind of,
I think
kind of sports star.
People said he wasn't really there in the match last night. I don't know. I think we highly underestimate his role in these teams. I've said it a lot. I just think his leadership and his work on defence too is a real core part of the system that they've got going there. And yeah, it's going to be interesting going forward to the ABs. I honestly do think he's going to be there. 100% he's there.
Yeah,
there's
this
no
is
way
what I was
he's
saying
not.
Before, Matt.
Yeah.
I think it's all the stuff that we don't see as fans.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously got a little bit of that in there. I think he's a good motivator. I mean, I think the Blues are playing their villain role in this Super Rugby competition perfectly.
That's so weird. Are they? Are they really?
Yeah, I reckon they're the
Are the
villains.
Crusaders not the villains of Super Rugby?
No, mate. They're the constants. They're the ones that are always going to be there. They're like the annoyingly good older brother.
So
these guys are just coming in and they're upsetting now, and they're doing what Gareth Williams knows how to do and get under people's skin. I reckon that's what Rico's doing. I reckon he's going in and he's because he's saying you should have killed me. You shouldn't have given us the shot.
You should have killed me.
He's trying to get the get the whips up everyone.
Mate, I honestly never would have thought it would be the Blues that would be the villains. I thought after winning the competition for a first time in a long time last year, you just go, you kind of want them to build, and I was kind of enjoying their sort of ascension, really.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever consider them
Didn't
the
come
villains
out this year though.
No.
I mean, I same could be said about the Hurricanes. Like they
had the villains.
No. Sorry, just in terms of the ascension.
Well, I know. No, the Hurricanes need to get a little bit back on track, I think, next year. I mean, mate, they've got all the ingredients now. The thing is, they needed a little more time, I think, to string it all together with their full team. Ravaged by injuries at the start.
Speaking of the Hurricanes,
yeah.
Brutal 35-28 loss to the Brumbies. Mate, do you want to chuck on some jazz, mate? How are you feeling last night, G?
Mate, it's been a tough season. We've come a long way. We were ravaged at the start, and it looked like we were down and out. but we built back up, and some of our top players showed their true class as players and as gentlemen, and I'm proud of what we've achieved this year as an outfit, and I think going into next year we're going to be formidable and possibly Category 5. So just watch out, the Hurricanes are coming back, yeah. Mate, nothing's going to get me down. Nothing's going to get me down today. Not even... Nah, we were shit. We weren't. It was a frustrating game where a lot of calls didn't go our way, but we didn't make enough of our own momentum. And to be honest, if we just had a few more minutes at the end there, I reckon we could have done what we did to the Brumbies the first time in Canberra and pipped them. But it just wasn't to be. The Brumbies did deserve that win. They looked ultimately the better team on the night. And congratulations, you cockroaches.
Do you think the Hurricanes had that lucky loser aspect in their minds during the week?
I mean, they might have. Who really was expecting the Chiefs to lose to the Blues and the Crusaders to lose to the Reds? The Crusaders clearly didn't do it and were never going to. But by Christ, you've really upset and done a real disservice to the Hurricanes, mate, by being so selfish.
Mate, we talked about it last week. We know we knew it was a possibility.
Yeah.
You just thought you had it all sewn up. You came at me last week saying, we're going to get through no matter what because we're the lucky losers. You literally said that to me. And then you didn't understand how it worked. I think maybe the Hurricanes are the same. Like, we're not dumb
didn't
guys.
Understand, mate.
We're not dumb guys. We kind of know what's going on.
I think
get it.
They were playing out of their skin. Mate, Ruben Love was on fire again. He was on fire. That guy is outstanding. He's outstanding. But he couldn't do it all himself, mate.
Mate, the cutaways after the game.
Yeah, I know.
During Duplessis' speech. And Duplessis again spoke beautifully.
He does beautifully.
But, mate, when you looked at the cutaways, Billy Proctor just sitting up against the posts with his beautiful blue eyes.
Yeah.
Cam Roygar just had his hands up on his head and he was just like, he looked like he was crying.
Well, he probably was because he put in a lot of effort. Do you think when they're doing those shots, do you think if they miss one little bit, do you think they go up to them and go, hey, mate, we're just going to do another pass. We're just going to do another pass, a wide pass. Could you just sort of put your head in your hands like you did just before and we'll just get, all right?
No, I don't think they could. Imagine that. Just overproduced rugby. Imagine if it was a knock on and I was like, oh, sorry, we didn't quite get the shot of the knock on. So if we can just before we reset the scrum, if we could just do we're going to go 50 frames a second. So if you could just let it roll off your hands. That's it. We're just going to get in real close now. Just let it roll, let the ball roll off. That's it. And we're just going to do one more of those. Reset there.
But Billy Proctor's got great disappointment eyes. He's got beautiful Hollywood eyes for crying, doesn't he? If there's a player that you want to see upset, and not like him physically upset, but you kind of want to just look into his soul, and he's very good at showing you his emotions through his eyes.
He'd be great on a show like Married at First Sight, and you'd be the guy, the groom that turns around and sees his new wife for the first time, and just his eyes sort of glisten up.
Or like that video that always goes around on social media of that guy losing his shit when he sees his wife. Have you seen that one? It's really
the Aussie guy who thinks he's a 10.
Yeah.
There was one more thing that I wanted to bring up from this game.
Okay.
It was again just after the full-time whistle. They had popped a little shot up to the coach's box, and Stephen Larkham was on a call. You know what I think he's calling?
Les Kiss.
He's going, hey, mate, just I don't know whether you saw, made it through to the semi-second bag.
See, mate, you can have the Wallabies, mate. I'll take a potential Super Rugby title, thanks. Oh, that's so good. Larkham had the last say.
He had a little leather flip for his iPhone. He had his little cards, his little ANZ card for showing. Oh, God.
Maybe he wasn't even planning on going down to the changing rooms. Maybe he had to go and he just was saying, hey, could you just pass my congratulations on to the boys? I got to go for a dinner.
Yeah. I'm going to go go for dinner with Joe. I'm the
di-
assistant coach.
No, he had a dinner with Albanese down at Government House.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
And he couldn't quite make it. Now, good, well done, Stephen Larkham.
Yeah,
You
he's
had
been
your
actually
final say, and you've
he's
coached
been
the Brumbies.
obviously been a solid coach, to get them through to the
And
semi.
it's not over yet because they're going to give you a hard time in Hamilton next week for sure.
No, absolutely. We're looking forward to that. That'll be good.
Are you?
Yeah, I actually am. Now that we've had this little speed bump, it's actually quite nice to get the second chance because I don't think they're not gonna fluff it this time.
Absolute cockfosters. You could have given us
I know,
that, mate.
but we couldn't. This is the thing. We obviously couldn't do it. We're not a finals team, man. And like maybe all the shit that I give this process of lucky loser, maybe it's just the thing that the Chiefs or the Hurricanes actually need to get through and win a title.
So all the Crusaders and the Blues fans are going, no, the playoff system works fantastically. What do you want about? Like it's great. It's awesome.
The Chiefs, meanwhile, Anyway,
it was look, next year's going to be great. Mate, I hope you go all the way. I do hope it.
I do hope so.
I think you need to get a victory. You need to get that cup in the cabinet, that trophy in the cabinet.
We do.
And if you don't, it will be pretty disappointing. Kind of like the Hurricanes last season, you finish and then you just ruin it all at the end. I do hope you go all the way.
We were there in 2023, remember, as well. We had an unbeaten season and we got into the finals.
I'd happily see the Blues or the Chiefs win the competition again, I got to say. I don't want the Crusaders to win. Nobody wants the Crusaders to win. But if the Blues were to somehow get past the Crusaders in Christchurch,
that would be given.
Well, they would deserve. They would be deserved winners of the competition if they happened to win in the final as well. I mean, I
don't think we would let what happened last night happen again at FMG if the Blues got through.
I hope not. Do you know what the worst situation would be? Is if the Brumbies and the Blues got through and the final was in Canberra. Oh, because that's on the cards, mate. That is a potential scenario. Yeah. And
well, I mean, we've talked about this all season. Any team can beat any team on any given day in this year.
They can this year. There's no clear. Although the Chiefs, the Crusaders clearly are at times streaks ahead of everyone else. But you're right.
The Brumbies were only a couple of points behind, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I just got a little most improved award. For,
cool.
I'll let you play this thing.
Thanks, mate.
Most improved player.
I mean, this is quite a boring one, but I think it's it's just this classic thing of, the up front, winning the up front and finals rugby. Fucking the Crusaders front row was so good.
Yeah,
they were so
good.
Annoyingly good.
Yeah,
but the little black spot. No,
I beg your pardon.
Sorry, the little negative spot to the. Wait, I wasn't. You know what I mean, mate. That was not a racial slur.
Okay, sorry, mate.
The little downer for this week to Mighty Williams walked off with a wee leg injury, didn't he? Oh god.
Oh no. Poor Mighty.
Mighty walked off with a wee leg injury. Unless you don't have to worry about Amua's recovery now.
Yeah. It doesn't matter. It has no bearing on anything. Do you reckon he could have just come on and played one more? What's he got? A bung knee. A hammy.
It was a knee, I think. Yeah, I think he flipped his knee. Also, I mean, hopefully we get Luke Jacobson back and Quinn Tupai back next year. Next week.
That's the thing. You're gonna be stocked. Do
you think they rested Luke Jacobson and Quinn Tupai because of the lucky loser?
Yeah, for Vern Cotter's wife, mate. They gave her a birthday present, and they're lulling them into a false sense of security.
I think Clayton McMillan. I don't know whether this. I think it's a genius stroke, mate.
Yeah, you do. You like to think that this is all planned out. This is all a master plan from Clayton McMillan. When in fact his head's already in Ireland, and he's already setting up his house.
There's too many signs.
What signs, mate? It's all
Luke
completely circumstantial.
Quinn Tupai.
They just got injured.
Mate, the fact that we didn't score any points in the last 20 minutes, which is our highest scoring
That's because
quarter.
you sucked.
No,
That's because you choke in big games.
Few turnovers.
You choke in big games. You few turnovers. What do you do?
We got some great
My
turnovers.
mum can turn that ball over. That's ridiculous. She couldn't.
Not all she can turn over.
Oh, that's right. She loves a good fruit cake. What are you talking about?
Apple turnover.
Ah, she's not so good on the. She does a lovely apple pie, and she crisscrosses the pastry across it. Very quite Austrian and quite German Austrian.
Yeah.
You'd be quite into that, I reckon.
Yeah,
your roots.
Well, next week we've obviously got 2 games left. Well, all of the New Zealand teams are still there, apart from the Highlanders. Okay, sorry.
Oh, whoops. No, it is good to see 3 New Zealand teams still there, plus the cockroach Brumbies.
And that's probably about right, you know.
Yeah. I'm going to go what's the first game? It's Blues Crusaders, isn't it?
Blues Crusaders in Christchurch on Friday.
I'm going to go. My heart says the Blues. I love them too. My head says the Crusaders are going to be too good for them down there, and they'll have this killer whale, this orca instinct that we talk about. They know they're coming. They know what to expect. Oh, fuck, do I go out on a limb and do I predict it? Oh, God. Why not? The competition's crazy. I'm going to say it's the Blues will get up.
Blues, and then what about the Chiefs Brumbies game?
And the Chiefs will get up.
So we'll get a final. We'll get a final against the Blues at
FMG.
Okay. I think
and get your revenge for last year at Eden Park, where you got absolutely pasted.
I think Crusaders are going to smash the Blues, and I think it's going to be a real tight game. And the Chiefs are going to come away with the win against the Brumbies
and go down to Christchurch.
And we're going to win, mate. And I think they've got the confidence of having beaten the Crusaders twice this year, both home and away.
Yeah.
And actually quite dominating the Crusaders this year in both of those games.
Yeah, so and you owe them one for 2023, don't you? Where they came to FMG and got a glory raises last year. Yeah. And he did his breakdancing on the hallowed turf of FMG. So
do you know what? I want to see Clayton breakdancing.
I was going to say, is Clayton going to get down and do a little breakdance and
I
revenge?
think he'll do the little sort of quick stepping at the start of the breakdance. You know how you kind of do the little back and forward, little quick step, fast feet kind of thing. Yeah. I think once he hits the deck, he's staying down there. There's not going to be any windmills or any sort of
he's a slightly bigger dude, isn't he?
Hey, I think. He's not. He's definitely not in the same shape as Razor. Can you what? Sorry, man. What do you need?
I was just going to say, can I just ask if there's one Crusaders player that can get injured this weekend? If you were to pick one.
Oh, if I was to pick one.
If you were to pick one, who would it be that you'd want out for the final?
Scott Barrett.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't want him there. You think the interesting. He's not the captain, but you just think his lack of leadership that in the forwards.
I still think he's a massive leader, and I think he's one of the reasons why their scrum and their 4-pack do so well. Yeah. So he's like the anchor. Point. I think if you take out the anchor, it's like the plug hole. Take the plug out of the bathwater, and it just all starts milking away.
Yeah. So it looks like harpooning the biggest of the whales.
Yeah.
And letting the other ones
He's the granddad orca in the middle of the pod. That's just like everyone comes back to, like, they go fishing and they bring all the fish back to Scott Barrett. They go and hunt a little. All the backs go out and hunt a couple of seals on icebergs, and then they bring the seal heart back for Scott Barrett, who goes, "Good on you, boys.
Good on you, mate."
And he's got one of those depressed sort of
fins. Because he's been in captivity.
No, just because he's just a little bit okay. I used to be that guy, but now I'm just in the middle.
Now I'm just me.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, I think, that's a pretty negative thing to talk about, but
sorry about that, mate.
Take it.
Sorry, man. What's going on?
Imagine if instead of the lucky loser, you got to pick 2 players from other teams to play in your team for the final.
Yes. Yeah.
Who would you go?
So you take Will Jordan, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You'd take Will Jordan, and you'd probably take
I don't know,
Scott Barrett.
I like Shooter. I think maybe you'd take like a
mate.
Artie. You'd take an Artie Savia,
Oh,
right?
yeah, well, if you could. But we're talking about... Oh, you're talking about from any other team?
Yeah, any other team.
Mate, you take Artie Savia and Will Jordan. That's just who you take. And, of course, you get rid of Shooter, for goodness sakes. And you get rid of bloody Boucher or whoever. You know,
Boucher's great, mate.
Oh, he is great, but he's not Artie, is he? And when we're talking about...
And he's not
boosting
Karifi either. I'd even probably take a Karifi. He'd be in there for the finals.
True. Oh, poor Karifi. He tried so hard, mate. He tried so hard.
We need another centre, actually. It'd be nice to get another wee centre.
We could have Billy.
Billy
Now
would
he's
be nice.
available.
Yeah.
Billy's available, mate, with those big blue eyes. Take him. Take him.
All right, we
rid
better
of
move
Jimmy.
on.
Okay, all right.
Come on, mate.
That's us, isn't
hey,
it?
I'm real sorry that your season's come to an end, Gareth. It was a valiant second half of the season from you boys. Well done.
We tried our best, and I honestly do thank the Hurricanes for their service, and also I wish you, mate, and your Chiefs well for the upcoming match. And I hope
match.
Match. And I hope to God, it's soft food that you're eating.
Hey, if you're going to support a team for the rest of the season, who's it going to be?
Last night I was angry. I didn't want to support the Chiefs, but
I know, mate. I know you were because you went silent.
No, I didn't. Did I?
You did. You went silent.
Mate, I'll probably support the Chiefs.
Yes.
I guess.
Come on.
Maybe. I'm part of me's tempted to support the Blues because
you
they've
got that
come
season pass hop.
well, and they've come from behind to really like get in there. I'm definitely going to be going for the Blues next week against the Crusaders, no doubt.
But if the Blues and Chiefs are in the final, who are you going for?
That's a
and
tough
you're obviously
one.
going for the Chiefs against the Brumbies, aren't you?
Of course. I don't know. That would be a tough one, mate. I kind of think I go for the Blues just because I want to see the look on you and Dave Delatour's face. Your shit-eating grins just wiped away. But, no, I also want to see you get a win. It's about time.
Yeah. The Chiefs deserve it. Whether they can do it remains to be seen. I think they can. All right.
I love you.
I love you too, mate.
Oh,
miss you
sorry,
lots.
I thought we were. Yeah.
And,
all right, and love
I'm sorry
you,
for your
listeners.
loss.
Yeah, thank you. It's like a funeral.
Yeah, sorry for all you listeners who lost last night as well.
Yeah, we really are. No matter where you are in the country.
I know there are a few Hurricanes fans that tune into the pod. Sorry about backing the wrong horse for yourselves.
Yeah, it's disappointing, but typical Hurricanes, isn't it? Fucking hell. All right. We love you. We'll see you next week for the semis. Hooroo!
Super smash.
Catch you later.